Begun? I'm a minute something early. Who cares? So, welcome to another stream of 7 Days to Die. This is the official drop of Alpha 15! What does that mean? That means a lot of new features. I've been playing the Alpha 15 betas when they finally got around to dropping those, as you can see from previous streams of mine. And I've been playing with it a bit here and there ever since. Beta 15 is a lot of fun, but man, is it hard. The equipment and everything is just... They've moved a lot of stuff around, and it's up to you to decide if you like what it is or not. Let's see here. One thing that they've added a few more of these avatars, which I think is very cool. I usually play female just because why not? Here's Mad Mole. Hola Maria. Here's Miguel. I'm not even going to try that one. That has got to be the most badass afro ever in the history of ever. Not playing it. Okay, generic white girl. Now, single player, Nava's game, my game. I am only modding a few things. Daylight to 18 hours as opposed to 16. 16 sucks. I don't like, especially in the beginning of the game, having to spend so much time hiding, waiting for the counter to tick down. Really kind of a pain. Especially since I like to set my days to 2 hours. Now, for this stream, I'm actually going to go with 1 hour. I know, odd for me. I'm also turning airdrops on. Because, damn it, it's a feature, I'm going to use it. Drop on everything. Drop on death. I've been debating this. I'm going to do delete all. That's hardcore. That means when I die, everything on me disappears. It means I'm going to have to make sure to have caches marked on the map everywhere. Because when I die, that's it. The one advantage to delete all is it forces you to keep going, as opposed to constantly running back, grabbing your bag, and continuing on to where you were. That usually ends up in 3, 4, 5, 7, 10 more deaths. We're going to try to avoid that. So, everything else is pretty much standard. Block durability is 100. Loot is 100. As some people like to set 200 for the first few days. Yeah, whatever. Airdrops every 3 days. It's a nice amount. Medium spawning. I'm going to leave it at medium for now until I get a handle on things. Main reason being, at the beginning of the game, it's really easy to get overwhelmed, even with the easy zombies. Later in the game, it's actually a lot of fun to get swarmed. The Valmont makes several mods. Awesome mods. Valmod is common terminology for his main mod, which is the core game, but with changes made to the placement of formulas and recipes and how you get them and this and how perks and such work, which is a lot of fun. He also makes this wonderful mod called Classic Horror Survival. All the skills are locked down. Certain skills you can't even get. You have to find the equipment. You cannot build a forge. You have to find a forge. And zombie spawn has increased by like, I don't know, 2 or 3 fold. So, and they never run. They're always... which is nice. But instead of 1 or 2, there's 10 or 20. And the only way you can take them down is with headshots. You cannot wear out the body. Spikes, ignore this. And here we are. Dear friend, a wasteland can be an unforgiving place, and you look like the sort that you'd use some help. Enclosed is a short guide to help you survive. If you complete it, we might just take in a new citizen. The The White River Settlement. It's real and it's safe. Good luck, Noah. Okay. Now here's something I wasn't quite expecting. I was playing a bit with the SMX interface. All that does is it moves some stuff around the screen to make it easier to see stuff. So in the upper right hand corner you can see SMX Enhanced. All that is a toolbar. It does nothing to the actual game. It allows you to more easily see, God, that's a terrible term and I shouldn't use it, what is available to you. For example, main reason I use it, bottom left hand corner, the green bar is how hungry you are, the blue bar is how thirsty you are. If you don't keep an eye on those, you will die, and it's a pain in the arse. One of the cute little things you see here and there in this game that I absolutely love, the daily news, flu epidemic. Apparently the zombie apocalypse was caused by flu. Okay. This is going a little on the slow side. I may need to turn down my graphics settings, because I do not have the most uber of uber settings. In fact, my computer is I've owned it for about 5 years. However, it was a refurbished when I purchased it. Now, your first quest, as you can see in the right hand side, craft a stone axe. That requires fibers, wood, and stones. However, the next quest is going to be craft clothing, which requires a lot of grass fiber. So I figure I just pick some up now. One of the most important things in this game is scavenging. If you see a container, like a backpack, a car, trash on the ground, go up to it, hit E, and look at it. Because I have found the most amazing equipment in the most innocuous of places, like dead bodies. Look at that, ammunition. Moldy bread is used to make penicillin. Penicillin that takes care of you in case you get infected by a zombie. Because antibiotics are your friend in this game. They're not just your friend, they're just this side of your savior. So whenever you get a chance to get antibiotics, do so. Now, one change that they've made in Alpha 15 that is different from pretty much every other build in the game ever is they upped the number of stones required to make an axe. The old formula up until Alpha 15 was 2 wood, 2 grass, 2 stone. I'm pretty sure there's a country song in there somewhere. However, because they have a problem with what's called spam crafting, which is simply making a whole bunch of stuff in a single sitting just to up your skill, which in my opinion is a perfectly valid tactic, they decided to increase the cost of everything. And I mean everything. Everything costs more. When I say cost, I mean material-wise. Now, I'm hitting grass. Grass is pretty soft. I do not generally like... Ooh, look, a bird's nest. Bird's nest may give you an egg and or feathers. Feathers are used to make arrows and bolts for crossbows. Dead useful. Eggs are food. Now, I don't like hitting rocks with my bare hands, if I can possibly avoid it. One, that just looks like it hurts like hell. And two, somehow I imagine that if I hit 2 rocks, I could probably figure out a way of using those 2 rocks to grind down other rocks without breaking my fists. Now, one of the earlier alphas, you actually started leaving blood and taking damage. It was pretty cool, to be honest. 5 stones. Excellent. Stone axe. Craft. Let's see here. Now, shift click automatically moves things from your inventory to whatever the other open box is. By default, that's going to be down here. However, when you're looking at a container, and I'll give you an example right now, if I hit shift, it's going to tap it into the container. Quick way of moving stuff around. Ah, now, you may be wondering what this is. This is coal. Coal is your friend. Not as much as in the previous games. Coal used to be used to make torches. Now, it's used to make gunpowder and fuel fires. And that's pretty much it. Now, some of these trees are going to be one-hit wonders. That is to say, they've only got a few hit points, like this one. It has 15 hit points, but will almost always be destroyed and giving you 12 wood when you hit it. It's a lot of fun that way. Actually, I suppose I should be singing, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay, sleep all night and I work all day. Now, you may notice that my axe has a brown bar and then a 1 just above that. That means it is quality level 1. And the brown bar, or that colored bar, represents its current its current thingy, because I can't think. Its current durability. This goes up as this number increases, this number, and this number increases. And this too, because it's a stone axe. So stone axes are kind of your all-around everything. They break stuff, they dig, and they cut down forests, and they repair things. So when you first start the game, you're going to want to make sure that you have a pretty good quality axe. Very first thing, build an axe. Second, find shelter. We found shelter. Third, get material to make more axes. The most important thing being, of course, rocks. There's plenty of trees and tree-like or wood-bearing plants that you can hit with your fists that will give you wood. Finding enough rocks, it depends on where you are. Certain biomes, for example, we're in the, where are we? I think we're desert, but I haven't seen, I think we're in the plains. No, desert biome. Adjust or change what you're going to see. So, for example, in the burnt biome, oddly enough, there's a ton of bird nests and rocks lying on the ground. There's very little useful stuff. Now, durability has fallen to 0. I can no longer use this. I can either repair it or I can scrap it. At this point, I'm going to scrap it. It's only a level 1 anyway. And I'm going to spam craft it later. Scrapping is your friend. Now, scrapping reduces the total amount that you could get from something later on, but what it does do, which is incredibly helpful, is it makes things into a single pile. For example, a brass item turns into a stack of brass. A stack of metal turns into a type of metal, either lead or scrap iron. Now, when you break these rocks here, the ones with this kind of odd coloring and texture to them, these are known as resource rocks, because as you break them, you get not only rocks, but as you see in the lower right hand corner, that kind of rust material, that is also raw iron ore, which can be scrapped into metal ore. Now, a lot of this grinding that I'm doing, after this has been uploaded to YouTube, I'm most likely going to be compressing the video so that it like to a 2 or 3 or 4x time format. So when I start doing grinding, it'll just zip by. And I'll probably play some yakety sax in the background. Sorry, I had to pause for a moment. I've been doing very well in the eating stuff today. Now, whenever you get someplace, raid the fuck out of it. Sorry. Raid the heck out of it. Alright, nothing's here, nothing's there. This shed here, this specific house style, that is a burned out Hulk. It has the door here. Across from the door is this metal plate. Underneath the metal plate is a hidden backpack. And that was actually worth doing. What did I get? I got a spiked club. Spiked clubs do nasty damage to zombies. Which means I can scrap this one and scrap this one. One of the things it does is bleed out. Not so much a zombie thing, but when you're attacking, if you hit an animal with it, it'll start losing life really fast. And blunt trauma, which generally tends to stun it. Alright, let's make some more scrap iron. Also a new feature in 15, if you click on the inventory icon, it organizes your inventory. Good, bad, indifferent, it's a thing. It exists. I'm telling you about it. Now, I do remember seeing a house up ahead. It is a... Yep. That design is known as